What is up, guys? Evildoers Harm here today, and today I have for you a video where we're going to be discussing the new event, the Tower of Memory. We're going to go over the different items and the different bosses, so we'll go through mechanics for each boss to give you an idea on how each boss works. Then we're going to go ahead and look at the different rewards between bosses and during boss phases after the mechanics have been covered, to go ahead and discuss which items are the best to go ahead and purchase for your character, for your progression, depending on where you are in the story or in developing your character or progressing your character. So first off, I want to apologize because the video in the bottom corner and myself speaking, the audios kind of got mixed up and ruined, but the recording was good, so I wanted to just keep the recording for the for actually making the video. So that is an apology right off the bat, but everything in here will be accurate, I promise. So this is the first boss. It is the Lord of Flame, or whatever the Tomb of Exiles boss is. Super fun guy. It's a really easy boss fight mechanics-wise. All you gotta do is pick up the Frost Thrower, use the Frost Thrower on him until he freezes up, and when he does freeze up, press 1 on your keyboard to activate a sniper feature to go ahead and damage the boss. So when that point happens, I'll point it out to show you when you need to start pressing 1 on your keyboard. Other things that could happen is that the boss could actually spawn these flowers. So if these flowers spawn, like you see right here, all you got to do is use your Frost Thrower on the flower and then step over it and it'll go away. Super simple. If you don't get rid of those, he heals himself, so kind of just annoying and delays the game. But you just have to frost the boss down, snipe him. Yeah, right here's the sniping phase. So the boss got frozen, so you need to press 1 on your keyboard to go ahead and snipe the boss. I'm not doing it here because I'm dumb and wasn't paying attention. But press 1 on your keyboard when you see this happen to go ahead and do bonus damage to the boss and really damage him down. So those are the whole mechanics for this boss fight, so since that's basically done, we're just going to let it play out, and I'm going to start discussing the rewards, and then we'll switch back to the boss fight when it does come to that point. So, first rewards on the list, as you see, if you were looking down it, you see the Blood Raid costume, the full set. So I think the costume looks amazing. If you don't think it looks good, then don't get it. If you do think it looks good, then get it. It's really that simple. I think it's an awesome costume. I don't really like the accessories, so I didn't get them, but I did get the costume. It's a personal preference one. I'm not going to tell you what to do on it or how you should go with it. But items that are really important to pick up, first one is that Sacred Oil. So these Sacred Oils for 80 memory bells is as cheap as I've ever seen them on any event. Usually they're 130, 140, even 150 of the event currency to go ahead and purchase that item. And right now at 80, it's an absolute steal. So I would put the highest priority picking up those Sacred Oils, especially since it's basically a 300 gold item that you'll be picking up for such a cheap value. Now those can be traded between accounts as well. It is an account-bound item, so you can go ahead and run this event on all of your alts, trade over the Sacred Oils from all of your alts, and go ahead and get a huge boost to your actual main character's attack power simply by trading over these Sacred Oils. You just need to be level 16 to run this dungeon on an alt. So as long as your alt is level 16, you can run it. There's no level requirements or anything. It's a super easy dungeon to run. So Sacred Oils, I would put it the highest, most important thing to get. Another cool item, though, on this list is the Xanos Disc. So that's a 160 gold item, 170 gold item that is currently sitting at 50 memory bells. So that is a good second purchase if you are leveling your character. But if you're a long way from the Xanos Disc phase, which I believe is like stages 10 through 12 on Baleflor Seraph, you're going to want to hold off on picking up the Xanos discs because it is a longer way. But if you are close to that phase, you're going to want to go ahead and pick those up. So we are on the second boss fight, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to explaining the boss, and then we'll get back to items in a second. So for this boss fight, pick up a weapon. The weapon has a grenade launcher on its one this time. So first thing you're going to want to do when you get in here, though, is identify what your boss is. So as you can see here, my winter main is a red winter main. You can either have a red one or a blue one. So the idea here is if you've ever done a Black Tower raid, it's basically the same idea. You want to knock it over the same colored one, and you want to have it hit the opposite colored laser that comes across. So since I have a red one, I want the laser that is blue to hit the boss, and I want the laser that is red to miss the boss. So how do you knock the boss up to make it miss the laser? You use 1 on your keyboard as a grenade launcher. The grenade launcher will knock the boss up and knock it over the laser. So right here you saw it's red. I wanted the blue to hit it, so nobody knocked it up, and then we gave it the bonus damage from the laser as it passed by. So if your boss is blue, you want red lasers to hit it and blue lasers to knock it over. And if your boss is red, you want blue lasers to hit it and to knock it over red lasers, as you saw right there. I really don't think there's much of a consequence if it does hit a red laser or a blue laser, if it hits its same color. So there's not much to worry about there. So that is basically that's boss fight. Super easy. Just knock it over and do whatever you need to do to finish that boss, following those mechanics that I just outlined for you. So we're going to get back real quick into discussing some more of the items here. So also on the list you see a Hung Moon Amethyst, hexagonal amethyst, sorry. The hexagonal amethyst is a really nice item, although for the 5 AP, if you already have a pentagonal one, it's really not worth the huge memory bell price because that's basically 2 sacred oils. Those 2 sacred oils are far more useful cost-wise. The amount of money you need to spend on those to get those as compared to the amethyst. Another item that's there is the Experience Charm. Experience Charm is not worth it. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about before we go ahead and get into the final, I guess, boss fight sort of mechanics here is the Fleeting Souls, the 2 Fleeting Souls that are there. But really, though, do not buy those items. They are terrible items. You will not make anything back from them. I don't understand why they put those in there. It's kind of really just a sink to get you to waste your points. So how those work is that they have a 3-hour timer. So if you use the item, right, if you purchase the item, what happens is a timer starts. So if you purchase it, you play for an hour, you log off, you go do something, you come back in 2 hours, the item will be expired. They have a 3-hour timer starting from the second you purchase it. So even if you're not playing, the timer is running. So terrible item. It's not advertised in the thing. It tells you that it does that. So do not waste your money on it unless you absolutely need some sort of AP boost for a BT rate. You have no idea how to get it, or a VT or something like that. But otherwise, it is not worth it at all. Don't think that you're going to get some sort of bonus for your character by purchasing that. So back to the boss mechanics here. This is a super easy boss. So we'll cover the phase that we see right here. So this is the Jingshi phase. In this phase, you either have a flamethrower or a frost thrower that you picked up at the start. So you'll know because your frost thrower shoots out a white cloud, flamethrower shoots out a fireball. If you have the flamethrower, you need to use the flamethrower on the blue Jingshi that spawn. If you have a frost thrower, you use it on the red Jingshi that spawn. This is a Pohoran is attacked phase. So during this phase, she's either going to have a red shield or a blue shield. If she has a blue shield, the people with the flamethrowers need to attack Pohoran. If she has a red shield, the people with the frost throwers need to attack Pohoran. Everybody else, or the other group, needs to attack the boss to break his shield, so that when Pohoran gets up, she chunks the boss. So once again, we see we're back in the phase of damaging the Jingshi or attacking the Jingshi here. Once again, just use the opposite color. So if you have a red flamethrower, you're going to attack the blue Jingshi. If you have the frost thrower, you will attack the red Jingshi. So super simple. Once again, attack the boss, and when Pohoran gets her shield, you see she has a blue shield this time. Attack her with flamethrowers, and then everybody else attacks the boss to break his shield. So you see the boss's shield broke right there. And then once Pohoran's shield breaks, she will pop up and go ahead and beat down the boss. So it's a super simple boss fight. It's just recognizing which colors and using the opposite color for your weapon. But anyway, guys, this is basically the end. The only other thing is forging orbs. So if you need forging orbs, pick them up. If you don't have enough for another sacred oil, pick up the forging orbs instead. But otherwise, it's really the only other items worth anything. So anyway, I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you did, please make sure you give it a like. Got a lot of stuff on the channel, so check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.